One of you maybe can join, chant together. One of you can make the mic unmute. Maybe Sridhar Garu or Annapurna Garu, one of you. I'm starting. चित्रकूटमनुप्राप्य
चित्रकूटमनुप्राप्य
भरद्वाजस्य शासनात्
भरद्वाजस्य शासनात्
रम्यमावसथं कृत्वा
रम्यमावसतं कृत्वा
रममाणा वनेत्रयः.
रममाणा वनेत्रयः.
देवगन्धर्वसङ्काशाः
देवगन्धर्वसङ्काशाः
तत्र ते न्यवसन् सुखम्.
तत्र ते वन्यसुखं वसन् सुखम्.
Yeah. Now this will be more clear. I'm again reading what is given in the red color. चित्रकूटम् अनुप्राप्य
चित्रकूटम् अनुप्राप्य
भरद्वाजस्य शासनात्
भरद्वाजस्य शासनात्
रम्यम् आवसथं कृत्वा
रम्यम् आवसथं कृत्वा
रम्यम् आवसथं कृत्वा
रम्यम् आवसथं कृत्वा
रममाणा वनेत्रयः.
रममाणा वनेत्रयः.
देवगन्धर्वसङ्काशाः
देवगन्धर्वसङ्काशाः
तत्र ते न्यवसन् सुखम्.
तत्र ते न्यवसन् सुखम्.
Bharadvajasya Shasanat. As per sage Bharadvajas, actually Shasanat means orders. We can take it as instruction. An advice or an instruction from a great sage is almost like an order. So they are saying Bharadvajasya Shasanat. As per Bharadvajas, sage Bharadvajas suggestion or advice, Anuprapya Chitrakutam, having reached Chitrakuta mountain, Tatravane, in the forest located in the Chitrakuta mountain, Te Trayaha. It simply says those three. Those three, as we know, here is Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana. Sukham Nevasan. They happily lived, happily dwelt with. When you say happily, it does not mean that all facilities are available. With whatever facility, little facility available there, they were contented, they were satisfied. So they happily dwelt in Ramyam Avasatham. Avasatham is just a place where a person can stay, is a abode. After all, it is a forest. Nothing is available there. Lakshmana, with whatever skill he has, he makes a small hut. So that itself is like a palace for Lord Rama. He lived very happily there, they say. Ramyam Avasatham. They lived happily. They lived happily in that small abode. And it is actually satisfaction is in the mind. It is not with what is available. So with the satisfaction available, they were living as if they were not kings and queens. They were living as if they were gods and goddesses, devas and gandharvas. So happily they were able to live. That shows the value of contentment, simplicity, and converting an adversity itself into a blessing in disguise. They were living in the forest, in a hut made by themselves, no servants, no facilities, nothing available, but they were very, very happy. Those three persons are living there very happily in Chitrakuta, a place suggested by Sage Bharadwaja Rishi. Chitrakutamanu
चित्रकूटम् अनुप्राप्य
Bharadvajasya Shasanat
भरद्वाजस्य शासनात्
Ramyamavasatam Krutva
रम्यमावसतं कृत्वा
रममाणा वनेत्रयः
रममाणा वनेत्रयः
देवगन्धर्वसङ्काशाः
देवगन्धर्वसङ्कासाः
तत्र ते न्यवसन् सुखम्.
तत्र ते न्यवसन् सुखम्.
They were living happily there. Now, this is what is in forest and Chitrakuta. So when Rama finally went to Bharadwaj's ashrama with his advice, he went to Chitrakuta and built a small abode, lived happily there. During this time, lot of unexpected, unfortunate developments were taking place in Ayodhya. Now suddenly the scene shifts to Ayodhya. Chitrakutam gate Rame.
चित्रकूटं गते रामे
As Rama went to Chitrakuta, Putra Shoka Turastatha.
पुत्रशोकातुरस्तुता
Chitrakutam gate Rame.
चित्रकूटं गते रामे
Putra Shoka Turaha Tatha.
पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा
Club together. Putra Shoka Turastatha. Raja Dasharatha
पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा
Swargam
राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं
Jagama Vilapan Sutam.
जगाम विलपन् सुतम्.
So as Rama left Ayodhya and came to the forest and went to Chitrakuta, by then Dasharatha, he was absolutely heartbroken at the prospect of Rama leaving Ayodhya, going to the forest. He was miserable in that great sorrow, crying for Rama, Rama, Rama. He even passed away. That is what Vilapan Jagama Swargam. He left crying for his son. Rame Chitrakutam Gate, when Rama set out to Chitrakuta, Raja Dasharatha, King Dasharatha, Putra Shokaturaha, stricken and continuously sorrowing and crying for his son, Tatha Vilapan Sutam, Jagama Swargam, went to heaven. That means he passed away. That's what it is. Chitrakutam gate Rame,
चित्रकूटं गते रामे
Putra Shokaturhastatha,
शोकातुरस्तथा
Raja Dasharatha Swargam,
राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं
Jagama Vilapan Sutam.
जगाम विलपन् सुतम्.
Now you can see how heartbroken Dasharatha was. He was not at all willing. It's only at the prompting of that evil person, Mandara, she asked for those boons. That is, one, Bharata Pattabhisheka instead of Rama Pattabhisheka, and sending of Rama to the forest. Dasharatha did not say yes or no, but Kaikeyi conveyed her desire and Dasharatha's commitment. Seeing all this, when Dasharatha was miserable, he was not able to reconcile to this separation from his son and the great injustice done to Rama, which he knew very well. He ultimately passed away in that sorrow. That's what it
సార్
says.
మధ్యలో కట్ అవుతోందండి.
I will take out this external.
అవుతాను
Sir, not able to hear you.
No, sir, still not able to listen to you.
Wait, let me try.
ఇప్పుడు వినిపించిందండి ఒకసారి.
Hello, now
వినిపిస్తుందండి.
is it okay?
కొద్దిగా లో వాయిస్ గా ఉంది, బట్ వినిపిస్తుంది.
Let me try now. I have connected directly to this. Let me see. Again, kindly please tell me if it breaks or doesn't come. Okay. Mrute tu tasmin bharato
మృతే తు తస్మిన్ భరతో
vasishta pramukhai dvijaihi
వశిష్ఠ ప్రముఖై ద్విజైః
niyujyamano rajyaya
నియుజ్యమానో రాజ్యాయ
naichat rajyam mahabalah.
నైత్యం రాజ్యం మహాబలః.
Mrute tu tasmin bharatah
మృతే తు తస్మిన్ భరతః
vasishta pramukhaihi dvijaihi
వశిష్ఠ ప్రముఖై ద్విజైః
niyujyamanah rajyaya
నియుజ్యమానః రాజ్యాయ
na ichat rajyam mahabalah.
నయిచ్ఛత్ రాజ్యం మహాబలః.
Because here story moves very fast in a Sankshipt Ramayana. Mrute tu tasmin. That means once Dasharatha passes away, immediately Bharata was appointed by Vasishtha and other great ministers, important ministers. He was appointed to rule the kingdom. Niyujyamanaha rajyaya. Na ichat rajyam mahabalaha. That is, Bharata was not willing. ये काट सुनो का?
तुम्ही हे काढसून लागतं.
हाँ?
होय. ते मी म्हटलं की तुम्हाला पाहून काढा ಅಂತ म्हटलं.
Just 1 minute.
हे काढा ಅಂತ ते. ते पडतंय.
Hey, reverse try. Tasmin mrute means when he means Dasharatha here. Is it okay? Can you hear me? Okay. When he died, when Dasharatha died, Bharata Niyujyamanaha. Bharata was appointed to rule the kingdom by Vasishtha and other learned men. Vasishtha pramukhaihi dvijaihi. Two means but here. To Mahabalaha. Mahabalaha here now refers to Bharata. That is Rama's younger brother. Na ichat rajyam. Did not desire to become the king. This is what it says. Red one I am reading again. Mrute tu tasmin bharatah
మృతే తు తస్మిన్ భరతః
vasishta pramukhai dvijaihi.
వశిష్ఠ ప్రముఖై ద్విజైః.
By clubbing together, it becomes pramukhai dvijaihi. Mrute tu tasmin bharatah
మృతే తు తస్మిన్ భరతః
vasishta pramukhai dvijaihi.
వశిష్ఠ ప్రముఖై ద్విజైః.
Niyujyamanah rajyam.
నియుజ్యమానః రాజ్యం
Sorry. Niyujyamanah rajyaya.
నియుజ్యమానః రాజ్యాయ
Na ichat. Not desiring. Na ichat rajyam mahabalaha.
నయిచ్ఛత్ రాజ్యం మహాబలః.
This perhaps is the only instance in maybe history or mythology where two brothers keep on arguing with one another not to take the kingdom. There are enough instances where people fight a kingdom, people try to snatch away kingdom, etc. But here, both Rama and Bharata keep on arguing again and again, trying to convince each other to accept the kingdom. Rama says, I will not become the king because the father desired I should go to the forest. Bharata keeps on telling, I have no legal or moral or any other right to become king when you are available. I don't want to become king. So this is a unique instance in Ramayana. In Mahabharata also you don't find. Mahabharata, cousins and brothers fight for kingdom. The Kurukshetra war is because of fight for kingdom. But Ramayana is a unique instance where two brothers elevate their character to such a high level. Mrute tu tasmin bharato
Vrute tu tasmin bharato
vasishta pramukhair dvijaihi
vasista pramukhai dvijaihi
niyujyamano rajyaya
niyujyamano rajyaya
नैच्छत् राज्यं महाबलः
naichad rajyam mahabalaha
स जगाम वनं वीरो
sajagama vanam viro
रामपादप्रसादकः
ramapada prasadakaha
गत्वा तु सुमहात्मानं
gatva tu sumahatmanam
रामं सत्यपराक्रमम्.
ramam satya parakramam.
Now what does Bharata do? When Bharata is asked to become the king, he refuses. Instead, he convinces everybody, let us all go to the forest, go to Chitrakuta, request Rama to come back and take the kingdom. And surprisingly, everybody came with him, including Mother Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi, who was the cause for Rama going to the forest, she also accompanied. That is Bharata, Shatrughna, Vasishta, and then all the three mothers, and most of the people in Ayodhya, all the ministers, and almost with the full army, they go to the forest to request Rama. Actually, Bharata said, I would like to coronate Rama in the forest itself. So he went along with the paraphernalia, which of course led to some misunderstanding. Guha and Lakshmana also got it out whether he's trying to again do some harm to Rama. That was not his intention. He came to the forest mainly to convince Rama to return back. That's what he said. He, Bharata, Viraha, he is very strong. But he is strong means not physically strong. Physically he was definitely strong, no doubt about it. But he was strong because he was able to conquer his inner enemies. That is Kama, Krodha, Lobha. He was able to win over the envy and hatred within himself. So he's called Viraha. So the great Bharata, Sumahatmanam, highly respectable, Satya Parakramam, truthful chivalry. I mean, these are the adjectives which are used for Bharata. They are equally applicable for Rama, Lakshmana, everybody. But here they are used for Bharata because he shows those great qualities. Jagama Vanam. He proceeded to the forest. Why? Rama Pada Prasadakaha. He simply wanted to fall at the feet of Rama and wanted to seek the grace of Rama, wanted to seek the consent of Rama for coming back to Ayodhya and become the king. He went there to worship him. Now, Gatva Ramam, having reached Rama, Arya Bhava Puraskrutaha. He went there and fell Sastanga Namaskara of Rama. Actually, Valmiki says he was not able to open his mouth. He was not able to say one word. He simply fell down at the feet of Rama. Then Rama lifts him with lot of affection, embraces him, and then asks him, is everybody okay, etc. So this is the affection between Rama and Bharata. Actually, this is a whole story by itself. North India it is very, very famous. Rama Bharat का जो मिलन होता है, that's a great occasion which happens there. Sajagama vanam viro
Sajagama vanam viro
Ramapada prasadakaha
ramapada prasadakaha
gatva tu sumahatmanam
gatva tu sumahatmanam
Ramam satya parakramam.
ramam satya parakramam.
Ayachat Bhrataram Ramam
Ayachat Bhrataram Ramam
Aryabhava Puraskrutaha
Aryabhava Puraskrutaha
Tvam Eva Raja Dharmagna
Tvam eva Raja Dharmajna
Iti Ramam Vachaha Abravit.
iti Ramam Vachaha Abravit.
So when Bharata was able to speak, when Rama embraces him, lifts him from the ground, makes him sit along with him, and then after the inquiries, then Bharata says, "You are the only person fit to be the king. Tvam eva Raja, O Dharmagna, you are man of righteousness. You are the rightful king. You are the only person fit to be the king." Iti Ramam Vachaha Abravi. He said basically these three words. You are the person, you should become the king, not me. I am your dasa. I am your sevak. That's what he says. Ayachat means asked. Ayachat Bhrataram Ramam.
Ayachat Bhrataram Ramam
If you read the green, Ayachat Bhrataram Ramam.
Ayachat Bhrataram Ramam
Aryabhava Puraskrutaha.
Aryabhava Puraskrutaha
Tameva Raja Dharmagna.
Tvameva Raja Dharmajna
Iti Ramam Vacho Bravit.
iti Ramam Vacho Bravit.
Coming together everything. Iti Ramam Vacho Bravit.
Iti Ramam Vacho Bravit.
Ramam Ayachata. Dasharatha, Bharata implored, requested, actually begged Lord Rama, his brother Rama, and spoke these words with reverence. That is Arya Bhava Puraskrutaha. With greatest of respect and reverence, he spoke these words to his elder brother Rama. He says, Tvam eva dharmagnaha raja iti. You alone should be the king because you are the knower of righteousness. You know what is dharma, adharma. I am only a bacha before you. I don't know. I don't have those qualities. I don't have any attributes to become the king. You are the person fit. Please take over the kingdom. That's what Bharata says. Now, Rama is exactly reverse. Rama normally is very, very generous. He normally never says no to anybody. But here, he refused to concede the request of Bharata. That's what it says. Ramaha api paramodaraha.
Ramaha api paramodaraha.
It's actually two words. Parama udaraha. Extremely liberal. Udaraha. Very liberal. Ramaha api parama udaraha.
Ramaha api parama udaraha.
Ramopi paramodaraha.
Ramopi paramodaraha.
Sumukha sumahayashaha.
Sumukha sumahayashaha.
Here, Sumukha means a person having a pleasant face. That means he will never say no. Whatever you ask, he readily will give. That's what Rama's nature. But he is telling, in spite of Rama being a Sumukha, Sumahayashaha, Parama Udaraha, in spite of this, Ramo Api, in spite of that, Na Ichat Pituhu Adeshat,
Nacha ichchit pituh adesat.
Na Cha Ichat Pituhu Adeshat.
Na cha ichchit pituh adesat.
That means, but because of father's orders, not willing. Na Ichat Rajyam Ramaha Mahabalaha.
Rajyam Ramaha Mahabalaha.
Despite Rama generally being very, very liberal and not in the habit of saying no to anybody for anything, he was not willing for the kingdom because of father's command. Pituhu Adesha. Ramaha Mahabalaha. There, Bharataha Mahayashaha. See the beautiful adjectives which are used for both these brothers. Parama Udaraha, Sumukhaha. All these are the attributes of Lord Rama. Ramopi, Ramopi, Paramodaraha, Ramopi. Even though he delights everybody, Ramaha means one who delights everybody. He never says no to anybody. Parama udaraha api, even though exceedingly generous, that is in fulfilling desires of those who take refuge in him. Anybody wants anything from him, he will readily say yes. Sumukha api. Actually, api is there only one place. We have to supply this api, even though for all these three words. Ramaha api. Here, Ramaha is a play on words. Ramaha means name of Rama. Ramaha means one who delights everybody. Both meanings are here. Ramaha api, even though he delights everybody. Parama udaraha api, even though exceedingly generous. Sumukha api, even though having a cheerful countenance. That means when anyone approaches him for favors, he will never make faces. He will always smile. Smilingly, he says yes. Now again say Ramaha. Ramaha Sumahayashaha, the greatly renowned Rama. Renowned means for charitable disposition. Actually, when he was leaving Ayodhya, he told Mother Sita, now that we are going to forest, we don't need anything. So whatever we gifts, etc., we have collected, we have got earlier in our marriage, etc., all these things you distribute to the Brahmins and poor people, everything you distribute. So Rama, when he distributed every bit of last property when he came here, somebody said this was because he does not want any attachment. He should not feel, oh, I have left this. If all these five-star facilities you leave behind and go to forest, you keep on thinking of that and feel miserable. He says everything he distributed so that he did not have anything except his kodanda and his arms, nothing else. And what you call the bark garments, naravastra, narachira, except that nothing. So he was so liberal, greatly renowned for being his charity. Mahabalaha, highly capable in fulfilling desires of others. Now, all these qualities of Rama, they are described, and then say, in spite of that, na ichat rajyam, not willing to accept the kingdom, which was offered to him on a platter by Bharata, supported by Vasishtha, and all the three mothers, Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, all of them begged him to please take the kingdom. He did not want to take because Adeshat Pituhu. He wanted to fully honor whatever father had committed, whether he said openly or not. He may not have expressed through his words, but he knew the spirit of the boon which he had given to Mother Kaikeyi. He wanted to fully honor that in letter and spirit. That is what he says. Ramopi paramo daraha
Ramopi paramodaraha
sumukha sumahayashaha
Sumukha Sumahayasaha
nachaitat pituradeshat
Nachaichat Pituradesat
Rajyam Ramo Mahabalaha
Rajyam Ramo Mahabalaha
Paduke Chasya Rajyaya
Paduke Chasya Rajyaya
Nyasam Datva Punah Punaha
Nyasam Datva Punah Punaha
Nivartayamasa Tato
Nivartayamas Tato
Bharatam Bharatagrajaha.
Bharatagrajaha.
It's a beautiful phrase we have used. Rama can be described by any other name. But here, Valmiki Maharshi has described Rama as Bharata Agrajaha, elder brother of Rama. This is a description used for this. Sometimes he also referred to as Lakshmana Agrajaha in a forest. But here is called Bharata Agrajaha. Paduke cha asya rajyaya nyasam datva punapanaha. This is also a unique way of solving the problem, because Rama did not want to take back the kingdom. Bharata was not ready to take the kingdom which he thought rightfully belongs to Rama. There was a sort of a stalemate. Both were saying exactly two opposite things, but they had to find a solution, because the kingdom cannot be without a king. I think this was suggested by sage Vasishtha. He said, anyway, you have brought the Rama Paduka, you have brought, ask him to wear for a minute and give it back to you. So Bharata brought that golden Paduka, gave to Rama. Rama understood, agreed. He just wore it for a second, and immediately Bharata took it on, placed on his head and took it. And when he goes to Ayodhya, it is kept on the elephant howdah, on the topmost point in the procession. It was kept there. It was given the highest respect because it was deemed to be a representative of Lord Rama. Lord Rama's representative was his Paduka. So that was ruling, and Bharata considered himself to be a servant of Rama. So whatever he was doing every day, like accountal he was giving, he was reporting all decisions, he reporting to the Paduka. And then it was Paduka which was ruling Ayodhya for 14 long years. And Bharata, as we know, did not enter Ayodhya. Since Rama was in the forest, I will also not enter Ayodhya. He also wear bar garments, Bharata Shatrughna, and they lived in outskirts of Ayodhya in a village called Nandigrama. In Nandigrama, Bharata Shatrughna lived for 14 years. Bharata also was sleeping on the ground. He never slept on a bed. He never enjoyed any of the facilities of the kingdom. And he was only a Ramadasa, ideal Ramadasa. Okay. Paduke cha asya rajyaya.
Paduke cha asya rajyaya.
Paduke cha asya rajyaya.
Paduke cha asya rajyaya.
Nyasam dattva punah punaha.
Nyasam datva punah punaha.
Nivartayamasa tataha.
Nivartayamasa tataha.
Bharatam bharatagrajaha.
Bharatam bharatagrajaha.
No, bharatagrajaha. Bharata's elder brother Rama. Dattva Bharatam, having given to Bharata Paduke, his own Paduka. Actually, English word is sandals or chapel. It does not give the meaning. So I keep on telling Paduka only because that sense will not come. That respect will not get for a sandal. Okay? His Paduka Asya. Now, Nyasam means it is like giving in deposit, safe custody. Okay, it will be there. Yeah, you rule. It is not yours. Raja is not yours. It is only you are a custodian. You on my behalf, that will rule. In deposit as a symbol of authority, Nyasam, it was given. For example, the symbol of authority in India is the Constitution of India. It is a book, but we don't call it a book. We call that is the Constitution of India. And everything is done in the name of the Constitution of India. Okay? That's why a person will take oath to uphold the Constitution of India. That is what he does. So it's a symbol of sovereignty. To rule the kingdom, Rajyaya. Rajyam means king. Rajyaya means to rule the kingdom. And thereafter, Punaha Punaha. Actually, Bharata was not willing even for that. Rama gave the Paduka to him, persuaded him again and again, asked him, please don't stay here. Return to the capital. Bharata was saying, okay, let the Paduka be taken. Vasishtha, etc. are there. They will take it there. Somebody will rule on your behalf. I will continue to stay with you. Like Lakshmana, I will also stay with you. Rama said, no. Bharata father's instructions are, I should be in the forest. You should be in Ayodhya to rule the kingdom. This is father's instruction. It is binding on both of us. Nobody can compromise. Rama was very, very firm. He said, no, your bounden duty to your father is to go back and rule the kingdom. So as a compromise, the Paduka was taken. On repeated persuasion of Rama, only then Bharata agrees to go back to, not to Ayodhya, but Nandigrama on the outskirts of Ayodhya. Paduke chasya rajyaya.
Paduke chasya rajyaya.
Nyasam dattva punah punaha.
Nyasam datva punah punaha.
Nivartayamasa tato.
Nivartayamasa tato.
Bharatam bharatagrajaha.
Bharatam bharatagrajaha.
Sakamam anavapyaiva.
Kamam anavapyaiva.
Ramapado upasprishan.
Ramapado upasprishan.
Nandigrame akarotrajyam.
Nandigrame akarot rajyam.
Rama agamana kankshaya.
Rama agamana kanksha.
This is very interesting. Bharata was not satisfied. He was disappointed after getting Paduka also. He was disappointed because he had failed in his main mission of taking Rama himself back. So he was very, very disappointed. Then Upasprushan, he merely touched the Rama Paduka, and from Nandigrama, he started looking after the kingdom on behalf of Rama. But entire 14 years he stayed there in Nandigrama with the sole intention of desiring to see Rama coming back. Rama Agamana Kankshaya. His sole desire was to see Rama's return. He was not happy going to Ayodhya. Having gone there, he was ruling on his behalf, took all the responsibility, took all accountability, but no authority. Authority was left with Rama. Only responsibility he took, and with the sole desire that when will Rama come back? Actually, Bharata agreed to return to Ayodhya on the condition that exactly on the expiry of the 14th year, Rama will immediately come. If Rama delays even by half an hour, he said, I am going to commit suicide. I will self-immolate myself. That is what Bharata told. Rama knew this. So actually, when Rama was returning, Rama again on the way back from Lanka along with Mother Sita, he came up to Bharadwaja Ashrama. He was coming in a Pushpak Vimana. He came very fast. He never walked back because he knew he cannot reach back in time. He used Pushpak Vimana and came there, wanted to pay respect to Bharadwaja Muni before coming back to Ayodhya. But then he felt, I may not be able to reach in time. This Bharata is a foolish fellow. He may really carry out the threat. It can be very dangerous. So he sent Hanuman as an advance party. Hanuman goes as an advance party as a scout. He goes and tells Bharata, Rama already has come. Rama already has come. He's in the ashram. He's there. Let us go and receive him. So this is what Hanuman does, just to make sure that Bharata should not feel otherwise. So this was the sort of understanding and commitment of Rama and Bharata. So he was desperately looking right from the day one for Rama's return. That is what it says. Rama Agamana Kankshaya. Okay. Sakamam Anavapyaiva.
Sakamam anavapyaiva
Ramapado Upasprashan.
Ramapado upasprusan
Like clubbing together. Ramapada Upasprashan.
Ramapada upasprusan
Nandigrame Karodrajyam.
Nandigrame karodrajyam
Ramagamana Kankshaya.
Ramagamana kankshaya.
Again, let us read what is shown in green. Sakama manavapyaiva.
Sakamamamanavapyaiva
Ramapadavupasprushan.
Ramapada upasprusan
Nandigrame Karodrajyam.
Nandigrame karodrajyam
Ramagamana Kankshaya.
Ramagamana kankshaya.
Upasprushan means touching with reverence. Ramapadav, the sandals of Rama. Rajyam Akarot, ruled the kingdom. Nandigrame, from Nandigrama. But eagerly awaiting the return of Rama. Kankshaya Rama Agamana. Ramagamana Kankshaya. That is what it says. Ramapadav Upasprushan. Rajyam Akarot. That is what it says. Gate tu bharate Sriman.
Gate tu bharate Sriman
Satyasandho Jitendriyaha.
Satyasandho Jitendriyaha.
Actually, this continues in the next line. The moment this verse has only one line. Gate tu bharate Sriman.
Gate tu bharate Sriman
Satyasandho Jitendriyaha.
Satyasandho Jitendriyaha.
Actually, great persuasion, Rama, great difficulty, Rama succeeded in sending back Bharata, Shatrughna, and all those people who came with him back from Chitrakuta to Ayodhya. But he was apprehending, he was feeling that since this place is very near to Ayodhya, anybody can come any day and they will unlessly trouble themselves and also disturb me. So better for me to go deep in the forest. So immediately after Bharata left for Nandigrama, Rama decides to go deeper into the forest. That is the Dandaka forest. From there, actual Aranyavasa, Vanavasa actually starts. When Bharata departed, Bharate Gatetu, Ramaha tu, Rama also. Rama is Sriman, possessing brightness, auspiciousness, prosperity with Sri. As we know, Rama is Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu, Mahalakshmi, always Mahavishnu. Sri means Mahalakshmi, means prosperity, means auspiciousness, means good luck, all those good qualities. Sriman, Satyasandha, steadfast in his oaths. He took a vow before Kaikeyi that I am going tonight itself. Tonight only I will leave Ayodhya, go to the forest. Mother, you don't worry. Don't have any sort of a apprehension. I will carry out your desire 100%. Jitendriyaha, one Jita Indriyaha, Jita Indriyaha, one who has conquered the senses. He has full self-control. So actually the words come from subsequent verse. Pravivesha Dandakan, entered the Dandaka forest. When Bharata departs for Nandigrama, Rama enters Dandaka forest. So he does not remain in Chitrakoota any longer. Chitrakoota stay was very, very limited for a very short period. Now, Ramastu Punaralaksha.
Ramastu punaralakshya.
This is the elaboration of what I told. I took only last words. Dandakan Praviveshaha. I said that from previous, in the earlier verse itself. Now, the background is Ramahatu Puna Alaksha
Ramahatu punaha alakshya.
Nagarasya Janasya Cha
Nagarasya janasya cha.
Tatra Agamanam Ekagraha
Tatra agamanam ekagraha.
Dandakan Praviveshaha.
Dandakan paviveshaha.
So, perceiving, that means alaksha means perceiving, visualizing. He could easily guess. Arrival again, punaha, again and again, of nagarasya janasya cha, of the people living in the citizens, tatra, to Chitrakuta mountain, to his ashram they may come. Ekagraha, that means his undivided concentration of mind and resoluteness may get disturbed because his commitment to father was I am going to alone and stay in a forest. So I don't want the luxuries. Actually, very interestingly, when the mother Kaikeyi said Rama should go to the forest, Dasharatha reluctantly he was agreeing, but he immediately told, he called that Sumantra, okay, if at all Rama has to go, okay, in case he goes, I will send all the Chaturanga Balas, all the army, all the facilities, all the ministers, all the facilities, and beautiful buildings will be built, beautiful facilities will be built in the forest, so that Rama will not have any difficulty whatsoever. Rama should live in the forest as comfortably as in Ayodhya. This is what Dasharatha, a fond father, felt. Then Kaikeyi got very upset. What, you want to empty everything and send to Ayodhya? And what is that Bharata is going to rule? He's going to rule over a desolate kingdom. If all the people, everybody goes away there, all fish are taken away, all gold ornaments, everything goes away, then what remains here? So this is what you want to give Bharata. That is what he immediately reacted. Then Dasharatha lost his temper. He started crying, cursing, and then became unconscious. Then Rama assures mother, Mother, I am not taking anything. I don't want anything. Let everything remain here. Let Bharata rule happily. I have no issue at all. I will go with empty hands. I don't want anything with me. This is what Rama had committed. This was the promise he had given. So he wanted that with undivided concentration of mind, resoluteness, to fulfill the promise given to his father. 100% he wanted to carry out. So with that intention, he immediately, as the moment Bharata goes there, he, along with Lakshmana, Sita, proceeds, go into the forest. And again, every stage, they have to again build a abode. Again, they will have to Parnashala, something they have to build there. Because whatever little abode they have built there, that's of no use. You can't carry with them. So again, go there, again start from scratch. This is what he has to do. He was fully prepared for that. That's what it says. Ramastu Punaralaksha.
रामस्तु पुनरालक्ष्य
नगरस्य जनस्य च
नगरस्य जनस्य च
तत्रागमनमेकाग्रो
तत्रागमनमेकाग्रो तत्रागमनमेकाग्रो
दण्डकान् प्रविवेशः.
दण्डकान् प्रविवेशः.
So with this, we have come to end of Ayodhya Kanda. Let us give a small break and then let me see. Shall we continue with a few more verses from the next